Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alex. I will be your host. I got some stuff at the auction this week and I want to share with you guys what we found. You may or may not have come from my other channel where I posted a little bit of my shop with me at the auction. It wasn't a super long video, but I hope you guys got to see that. If you didn't, make sure you guys go check that out. I'll have the information here somewhere. All right, let's go take a look what I got. First, I got this cat. No, I'm kidding. I didn't get him. So my haul isn't super big, but it's mighty. It's mighty. There was a lot of people there. There's a lot of snowbirds coming back in town. So that was really putting me in a predicament, and I had to be very, very selective. So let me give you guys some close-ups. First, I did win a few bags. They were bags like this. There were 2 bags of silverware because they had some cool patterns in them. This one is the Harvard pattern. It's about late 1800s. There was this. Then there's another one, but Aaron actually took it to his shed this morning because you see how like dirty they are. We were trying to see if the polish or the silver plate was worn off or if they were just so dirty. So he was cleaning them up out there, but there is another set. It was like, it has these little medallions on the top. They're really cool. But I got 2 bags of it, and then at the last second, he dumped a bunch into a bucket, so then I got a separate bucket of silverware. This was in a box lot that I was buying, like the whole tray. There was a couple things on the tray that I liked. This is a little Zenith radio, a transistor radio. With the exception of it missing some little ornamental piece that was right there, this works and it plays just fine. It props up like that and it works. This was also in that tray, not really something I was after. This got lotted together with something else, so not necessarily something I was after, but I'm not mad about it. This vintage mirror was in a lot of stuff that I had. This was in a lot that I was going after, but I'm not mad about that either. I think Florida stuff's pretty cool. I used to have a little collection of it. This was in a bucket of something I was going after. I hardly have any. I don't think I got any Christmas this time. This was in one of the buckets that he plopped in here, and Aaron wanted this book. So we were lucky and we were able to get this book. This was all in a box lot. So this is some kind of, what the heck is this? A mileograph, mileage measurer. And then this is an 1800s level. It's got a little broken piece right there, but look how cool that is. So it looks like it says patented June 28th. Either 96 or 86, so 1896 or 1886 or 8, something like that. That's really awesome. This little, what the heck is this called? I just had it in my head earlier. It's like a view something, or I'll pop it up on the screen. How this little toy is, how like it changes like that. It has a certain name. But that was in there. This picture frame was in there. This was in a lot that I was going after. This was too. This was a piece of weighted, I think silver plate. Yeah, silver plate. The weight has come out, but still pretty cool. It's monogrammed with an N and it's dated on there. This little squeaky toy. Oh, did you wake up for the squeaky toy? I wasn't going after it, but it was in it and I'm not mad about it. These were in something that I was going after. These might end up being kind of donated to the thrift store. I might put a stopper in that for them and donate it over to our church's thrift store. This was cute. A little bodice, trinket, little jar thingy. This was in there. Now I was going after this. There was another bin, see her name's, I think it's Ethel. There was another, not bin, but like a Coke flat that had a few more of these, but I didn't win that one. But this was with these bottles and with these little hands. And it was with, this was in there. So this is really neat. These two lipsticks are empty. This, I think, was like, because it says beauty stick. This, I think, was like a concealer or maybe like a foundation in a stick. I was showing this to Bianca this morning. And then this still had the red inside. This was in a box lot that these were in. These little things. So I got that. I won these separately. These two brand new. They're just a little dusty from out there. It gets like sandy. Not sandy, but they have those white rocks. And you know how it gets like powdery? So, yeah. I just got to wipe the packaging off. But I got two new Lennox mugs. Now, I got this. This was in the garbage cans. And I wanted this. It has some little scarves in there and a tiny little fan. So this is why I got like a whole lot with a garbage can. I got a Denver Broncos floating helmet. My Bucks one sold, and I think it's Georgia Tech or something like that that's still in our eBay store. This was also something that I was going after. This antique like hat display. So that was cool. This was in a little box lot with this stuff. This is actually a musical lighter. Then I got these silver plate candle holders. These were really cool. I got those on their own. This was in a box lot, the George Briard piece. This was with the makeup. Hold on. This is really cool. It still has powder in there too. Anything I missed standing right here? Nope. Okay, so they thought these were like giant bookends, but they're actually large for large books. So like say you got some gigantic family Bible or a big antique photo album that you want to display. That's what this is for. These are big ones. They're by the Bombay Company. Oh, and then this was in there too. A signed piece of art. This I bought on its own. This I got on its own. Look at this. Only a couple times have I gotten one of these little old spool things. Gold medal awarded Paris 1878. This is really neat. Oh, the little hinges are a little... This thing comes out. But the hinges are a little wobbly. Love that. This little slide thingy, I forget what these are called. Thingy. That's what you get for my videos. That's what you'll learn. Thingy, and that's cute. That was in a dish that I wanted. This was put in a lot. These two trays of something. Oh, it was this hat box and this that I was going after, but he threw this in at the end. Let me go around to the other side of the table. Got this gorgeous like wedding flower basket, candy dish basket that's marked 1882. Got these glass house fragrances, candles, brand new. They're made in Australia. They're lovely. This one is a set that actually, you know those candle things that you could get, or they're like wooden things, and the flame and the oxygen or whatever from the candle makes the wood thing spin. This is like something like that. This is in, I forget what flavor this was or scent this was, but see, this is one of those things that'll start to spin. It's a whole set. This was, I could smell it now. It smells like caramel. And under the mistletoe, I was thinking it was going to be like really cinnamony, but it's not. That's actually really nice. Then this vintage baseball, this Little League baseball, it was sold. They were sold at, I think, Baskin Robbins in the 70s or something like that. That was in a lot that I wasn't specifically going after that, but that was a bonus. I got this ironstone pitcher that, again, was thrown in with something. I wasn't going to go after it on its own because it has I don't know if that, I think that was just a nice crack, unless they repaired that centerpiece. And if so, it's a really good repair, because you don't see any chunks missing. But anyways, that was there. This was thrown in, I believe, with that. I had to have this lamp. I think this was a pair of candlesticks, I think. Because these were the feet. This, I don't think, would have been there. This would have been part of the top of the candlestick. And I think they added, I know they added like this on. And then look at the size of that finial. So I had to have this for me. I think I'm going to not throw up, but literally, but put one of my other lamps in our eBay store so that I could make room for this beauty. I got a couple more things that are on my desk. So this was just, oh, sorry, Butters. This was thrown in. I think he's going to get rid of that. This clipboard, and there's like a photo album thing in there that was just thrown in. So now I think that is it on this table. Over here waiting for me to list. This is another thing that I got. This gigantic Italian pottery. Oh my gosh, it's so big. It has a little bit of crazing, like some crazing right here, right? You know, like little bits of it here and there. Someone probably had this outside, but it's a gigantic, I think, like a water, supposed to be like a water vessel. This is going to go in our eBay store. Let me show you the faces. Look how cool that is. So this is probably going to go on there for a good chunk of change. And I was getting ready to do that. I was trying to see if I could find something comparable so people could see like a size. So I was like, well, I don't have any soda cans. Maybe I'll put like a coffee cup or something, because this is such a large piece and you don't come across these. You don't come across this pattern of stuff much. If you do, it might be a plate or a mug or something. But this kind of stuff, never. I never see this stuff out. We'll come to my desk. So this is the bowl I was after. This old ironstone bowl. So that's probably going to go in my eBay store. But I got this lot of jewelry. I was looking at it this morning. There's a few pieces that are going to go in our eBay store. This is like a poison ring. Now, it didn't stick to my gigantic fishing magnet that I have, so this might be, because it's not marked, it might be just silver plated. So, but it's so cool. This is an Eisenberg brooch, and I looked really close. I don't think there's anything missing, but this sells in the $100 area. Then we have some fresh pearls. This is the only one I think that's real out of the ones I got. This same necklace, very similar in how it was put together with these beads, sold for about $40. So their price tag isn't too off. This probably came from someone's antique booth. Look at this. Love that bracelet. This, to me, I thought was sterling. Maybe not, but I thought it looked like it. This is a Crown Trifari. Then we have, I was about to say Amazon, Avon. This was a signed piece too. It looks like his stuff sells. I think it was Gigi Harris, I think it was. And then this says it's like a little piece of Bakelite with glass. It's an older clasp back there. Then we had a mirror, one of these. I sold all the other ones that I had. Sterling. These are cool. These are real coins that were made into earrings. This, I think, is real, maybe real jade. This might be a lavender jade. And I think that has like the good fortune symbol. Isn't this neat? Someone made this little pendant. Showed you that stuff. These are the other pearls. They kind of came in this little jewelry box like this. Most of them have like a maker on them, but I don't think they're real. And then this one said it's a sterling silver brutalist necklace. Look at that purple. I love that. To see if my magnet sticks to that. This is so big but so small. I think it might be an anklet, because it's like so big for a bracelet but too small for a necklace. So it might have been an anklet. And then these old tile pendants. These were neat. I gotta look more into these. Look at these little figures with the little eyeballs. This is a sign. I think this said Lisa or Linda and Ron. That's where you hear my air condition. And we got a JJ pendant. Oh, this little, I think this is sterling, like that butterfly. And then we have like a sweater clip. There is a couple of those. I think this one is like a more modern kind. So yeah, that was it for my jewelry stuff. And then this is the bowl I was going after with that, when that ironstone pitcher right there was thrown in. And then he threw in this plate. He threw in some other stuff, but we let some other people have it. So there's that. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really, really, really appreciate it. Make sure you guys leave a comment and subscribe if you would. Don't forget, we have our live sales Thursday nights at 7 p.m. on our Chapter 2 Vintage Co. YouTube channel. And that's where you'll see a lot of this beautiful stuff here, or in our eBay store. We have links in the description, so make sure you guys go check that out. Anyways, I'm gonna get to work. Stay blessed, everybody, and have a good week. Bye.